Why we seek and why we suffer. Suffering is not just an accident of existence, it's a consequence of how we have been shaped. From the moment we take our first breath, we begin accumulating imprints. Some of these come from our genetic inheritance. They're passed down through ancestral influences, past generations. But others emerge from our environment. It's the way we are nurtured, the emotional climate around us, the beliefs instilled in us, the way pain and love were modeled by those who raised us. For many people, suffering begins in childhood, when our natural expressions of emotion, like crying and screaming or trembling, are suppressed. We're taught to be strong, to get over it, stop being so sensitive. So instead of releasing the pain, we store it. Instead of feeling through our wounds, we armor ourselves. And over time, this creates layers, like sediment hardened into rock. Trauma becomes buried under fear, and fear becomes buried under grief, which becomes buried under anger, and anger becomes buried under depression. And in the absence of true resolution, we seek distractions, addiction to substances, addiction to validation, love, or security. Anything to soothe the restlessness within ourselves. At its root, seeking is the attempt to fill what feels empty inside us. We look outward for meaning, fulfillment, or relief, believing that something outside of us can resolve the ache within. So we chase relationships to heal old wounds. We acquire knowledge, hoping it will give us clarity. We pursue spiritual practices, hoping they will grant us peace. But as long as we are trying to add more to ourselves, we remain disconnected from the one thing that can truly heal: the process of emptying. The body, like the mind, holds memory. Emotional pain becomes lodged in the tissues, creating tension and illness, energetic blockages. In my years of working with de-armoring bodywork, I have seen firsthand how the release of physical constriction can unlock long-buried emotions. A simple touch, a gentle pressure, these can bring a person back to a forgotten memory, an accident, an abandonment, an unprocessed grief. Sometimes with patience and trust, these layers begin to peel away. The body remembers what the mind has long forgotten, and when it is ready, it releases. My brother Scott, before his passing, experienced this firsthand. After a series of bodywork sessions, he actually began to recall incidents he had long forgotten, injuries, past pains, even memories from before this life. Through this process, he realized that healing is not just about the mind or the body. They are reflections of one another. One cannot fully heal while the other remains bound. This is why we seek. because we long for wholeness, because somewhere beneath all the layers, we remember what it felt like to be free. And this is why we suffer. Because instead of turning inward, instead of allowing ourselves to feel what we have buried, we try to escape it. But the path of healing is not about escaping. It is about surrendering. It is about creating space for what has always been there. The presence of the great heart, the living current, the deeper essence of our being. It is not something we can add to ourselves. It is something we uncover as we let go of all that is not truly us. This is an invitation of the emptying path, not to seek more, but to release, not to carry more, but to empty, and in that emptying, to finally experience the freedom we have been searching all along. Why we seek, why we suffer. We wander through echoes of forgotten years, chasing reflections in time-worn mirrors, aching for love, for meaning, for light. We stretch our hands into endless night. We seek because we were severed from home, adrift in a world carved from flesh and bone, taught to gather, to fill, to control. Yet each grasp leaves a hollowed soul. The mind, a weaver of stories untrue, layers of longing like morning dew. Buried beneath them, a whisper remains, a song of wholeness beyond our pains. We suffer because we fear the release, the unraveling thread, the quieting peace. To let go feels like falling, like death, like decay. Yet in the emptying, dawn finds its way. Not in the seeking, but in the still. Not in the grasping, but surrendering will. For the living current was never afar, not in a future, but right where we are. Peace be with you.
that thinking about yourself is a source of all unhappiness and misery.
Really?
Yes. Self-obsession is the root of all unhappiness.
The happiest people in life, when people are at their best, is because they love something more than they love themselves. They love their children, they love God, they love their mission, what have you.
And all misery comes from rumination, from sitting around being depressed, going in circles in your own head about me, me, me. Me is a disease. But the more you self-obsess, the less happy you're going to be. I guarantee you that.